sailing towards the ending, ending. Let the sun go down.
Life is a rhythm from the heart. In every heartbeat, you're able to discover more of life. Just going by the heart, breathing in, letting go. Letting go is surrendering to the greatness, to the magnitude of life itself, of the soul. And yes, it's there, nowhere else. It's amazing. Just fly, 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 fly high, fly low, you know how to go, free like a bird. That's in the mind, and the mind is yours. Yeah.
Don't drop me on my ego. Another breaking story. Why even try to save my life when you got no idea what's going on? When you got no idea how far I've come. No time to figure it out. I got no time to figure it out. No time. I'm going off, I'm moving on. Waste the night, I won't see the morning. No time to figure it out. It's easy for me to fire all my weapons and have nothing left to show for it. Why even try to save my life when you got no idea what's going on? When you got no idea how far I've come. No time to. I got no time to figure it out. No time. I'm going off, I'm moving on. Waste the night, I won't see the morning. No time to figure it out.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to first Learning 5 student show match of the January 2019 session. My name is Finnick, and joining me today is the one, the only can opener dude.
You know, that's like how everyone introduces me, the one, the only can opener dude, but I've started to realize, what if there's like other can opener dudes out there and like they're just kind of hiding, you know? And then we'll just never know because they just feel so marginalized by everyone always saying that I'm the only one, you know? Okay,
Well,
anyway.
to my knowledge, you're the only one, and you're number one in our hearts. That's what
fair.
matters.
That's fair, but yes, we are here with the first student show match, the first of the quote-unquote serious show matches. You could make an argument either way about the coach show match, but this is where we get down to the good stuff, as far as actual good material goes, for casting, for watching and learning and showing off. And this is when us casters really start to have fun, in very large quotation marks. And I'm really excited to see what these people pull out. The band so far, more or less a combination of comfort picks and generally good champions. Aatrox Urgot, both very, very good top laners. Anivia, obviously, a champion that crashes the lobby, apparently.
Oh, well, that is unfortunate that has happened. However,
Let's
that
see.
gives us a chance to talk about the teams. On the blue side today, we have Team Shaggy OP with Big Dad Lover in the top lane, Sufi in the jungle, Do Try in mid lane, Creatine Cave. That's a weird name.
Creatine? Creatine? Yeah, something like that.
Creatine. Oh, it's Creatine. There it is. Creatine Cave in the AD carry position, and in support, Hookin for memes.
And then, yeah. And then on the red side, shut up, it's my turn. On the red side, we have Team Cheezy, spelled with the Z, because why not? Um, Coached by Cheezy, we have Dykus up in the top lane, Drake Key, Drake. Is that it's Drake? No, that's not right. There's a T in there. Come on. In the jungle, Starleap in the mid lane, Owl Whisperer whispering his way down to the ADC position, and Gertie Boy supporting the Whisperer of Owls. So we're gonna get right back into the pick and ban here. I don't expect much to be changed. I'm assuming that I don't know if it was the Mordekaiser or maybe the jungler that they picked that was the problem.
I believe it was the jungler. Looking at the pro draft, they did in fact intend to pick Mordekaiser.
Okay, that's fair.
For Dykus. I'm annoyed at this Anivia ban because as I'm an Anivia one trick, and I feel like this is injustice to Anivia mains everywhere that we don't get to see this pick up here today. Combination of meta and comfort as it is seen. Scion picked in the top lane. What do you make of this Scion v Mordekaiser?
Um, Mordekaiser's one of those champions that just kind of ignores the matchup. He won't ignore the lane, but he'll ignore the matchup because he pretty much just plays solitaire in the lane. He farms, he does damage. It doesn't really matter who he's actually going against. The jungler matchup is really going to be what affects the matchup here, because Zac versus Injao, both of these junglers can really come up and do a significant amount of damage into the top lane. I don't imagine that they will, but if they do, either way, it could certainly tip the fight one way or another. But either way, um, Scion is going to be, doing his own thing, shouting, slamming, shielding, and then Mordekaiser will just be meddling his way around, slopping boogishly towards towers. So there's not top lane's kind of uninteresting. I won't say uninteresting because there's certainly going to be a lot more damage going around than we normally see in the top lane, but less so interest and more just like constant back and forth smacking each other. Now mid lane on the other hand, that's what I'm looking forward to because we've
Yes.
got Echo versus Yasuo. That's going to be a
Yas-
brawl right there.
Oh yeah, Battle of the Assassins, Yasuo and Echo, both very good champions. Yasuo is actually meta on this patch, even. Uh, you've got the ultimate with the Last Whisper, you've got or the Last Breath, you have the Wind Wall, you have all these other things that are actually very good into Echo because if Echo decides that he's going to E into you, QR, or if he wants to throw his Q out, well, all of a sudden you now have a Wind Wall, and that Q is kind of useless. So Yasuo's actually a really good pickup into this Echo, I would assume. But now let's talk about the bot lane. Lucian Alistar versus Ezreal and Thresh.
Now,
What do you got
Lucian's
here?
auto attack range is somewhat lesser to Ezreal's effective range because while Lucian has longer range abilities than just his auto attacks, his effective range is generally speaking his auto attack range, whereas Ezreal has a much larger range and he's also got Thresh, who is also as we all know, a ranged support with a significant damage buff on his E. Now, Alistar, melee, he will be most likely getting the Relic Shield. He wants to go up and proc that. It's going to be very, very difficult for Lucian Alistar to really do much in this lane unless they get a really good catch. So I imagine the Ezreal Thresh is going to do their due diligence to just simply stay out of range, poke, annoy until the Zac played by Sufi comes down, and then once they get that 2v3 on, Lucian Alistar in particular has no real way to get out of ganks. He's got no escape other than his flash. He can headbutt, but it's not particularly good. So I imagine that the bot lane overall favors Ezreal and Thresh, but again, it's all a learning process. In a strictly theoretical sense, it favors Ezreal Thresh, but Alistar Lucian can certainly turn this around if given the chance to shine. It's just going to be much more difficult for them than it would be for, say, a Caitlyn Nami lane, let's say, or something like that.
My biggest concern in the draft here on the side of Team Cheesy is that they really don't have that much engage in comparison to Shaggy OP. Shaggy OP, of course, you have the Scion ultimate, you have the Elastic Slingshot and the Zac ultimate, you have the Thresh hooks, right? That's a lot of engage tools that you can come at from a lot of different angles. And while Yasuo can deal with a lot of that engage, if you're looking on the side of Team Cheesy, their only real engage tool is the Headbutt Pulverize of the Alistar and maybe Yasuo's Q here. They do have a fair bit of disengage with the Xin Zhao ultimate, but I would say that they're going to have a bit of a more difficult time early just because they don't have that ability to make plays as early around the map
That,
with engaged
that's
tools.
definitely something that Team Cheesy is certainly going to struggle with. I feel like in this sort of a team comp, their success relies heavily on their ability to mechanically perform individually on their champions and to individually outperform their opposing laners. If they can do that, every single one of the champions drafted by Team Cheesy will run over every single champion drafted by Team Shaggy OP, with the most likely exception of Scion. But
The scaling is outrageous. And with that, we're going to take a quick music break as we load into the Rift. Don't touch that browser.
Told me stop it, so much hate it made me nauseous. Worked in silence made me cautious. I exerted every option, count me out. Must think I lost it, losing sleep. Somehow I thought it. I heard life was a box of chocolates. Ain't shit sweet round here, it's toxic. Made the most of what we got. We go hard and through a lot, so we party till we drop. Tell the neighbors it won't stop. Watch your shorty hit me up on days I need to pick me up. I just wanna live it up. Can somebody lift me up?
And welcome back to the Learning 5's Student Show Match. Once again, my name is Finnick, and joining me today is the one and only Can Opener Dude. We've loaded into the Rift, and we've got an exciting game ahead of us today. So, without further ado, in the bottom left of the map, wearing the blue trunks, it is Team Shaggy OP. You have your Mordekaiser in the top, your Scion in the top lane, being played by Big Dad Lover. Sufi in jungle playing Zac. Do Try mid lane playing Echo. Creatine Cave playing Ezreal. And rounding out that composition, you have Hooking for Memes, hooking on to other champions, playing Thresh.
And on the red side, once again, we have Dicus up in the top lane on that Mordekaiser. Dr. 8KE in the jungle on Xin Zhao. Starleap in the mid lane with this Yasuo. Owl Whisperer and Gertie Boy in the bot side playing Lucian and Alistar, respectively. And look, oh, it's Unchained Alistar. That's a good skin, which you can no longer get, well, no longer get for free. I think you can still buy it in the store. I haven't checked recently.
I do not believe that you can get that. I believe that is a legacy skin.
Oh, well, now I just feel so much better. It's like, for those who don't know, back in the good old days when Riot actually knew how to play their game. They had some promotions going on where if you followed them on certain social media, you got free skins. Riot Girl Tristana was, I believe, the Facebook page, and then or it might have been the Twitter, and then Unchained Owlstar was the YouTube channel, which is, I highly recommend the YouTube channel, by the way. It's actually filled with a lot of very good content to this day. Alright, and looks like we're going to be having some bit of technical issues here. I appear to be paused at the moment.
I apologize for that. We had some small issues loading into the game, but we should be good to go momentarily. Uh, 1 minute.
Friendly neighborhood streamer Penguin God here. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't worry about that. We're just getting the caster synced up. Spectator client is too good.
Help me, Penguin God is holding me captive.
No. You're here over on free will. I can show the chat logs. Okay, to be fair, it's your McDonald's that's being held captive.
No,
Yeah,
I already know that.
he is
Oh.
he's actually holding us captive. Don't tell anyone
Hey.
otherwise.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, I mean,
It
it's less of a curtain, more of a muted mic.
It's
I
a
mean,
fun time.
that is kind of a curtain if you think about it.
It's
Muted mic is curtain.
It's an auditory curtain.
Yes.
It
Okay.
is a bit of an auditory curtain, isn't it?
I will give the 3, 2, 1 start, and then we'll be good. All right. 3, 2, 1, start.
And now that we are resynced, we can get ahead into the casting. Small bits of trading happening bot side. Looks like Dirty Boy has been taken out a little bit low. Outside of that, just looking at the matchup, the pathing. Top scuttle has been taken by the Zac. Bottom scuttle by the Zinzao. Might be looking towards topside ganks soon. So earlier in Champion Select, you were saying that the jungle matchup really is going to be a huge deciding factor in this game. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah. Once
wait,
Owl
but-
Whisperer decides
Once Owl Whisper decides to
if
not
he's
die
gonna
to the
get
edge
out
here.
or not.
Nah, he did get out there.
There we go.
Has to pop a potion there.
Yeah,
Just
like
to
I said,
stay
this
alive.
was this is the running over that I was expecting in the bot lane here. In any case, the reason the jungle matchup I feel is going to be particularly relevant here is because these are both gank heavy junglers. We do see Xin Zhao, bit of a more traditional ganker than Zac will be, because Zac just kind of flies in from any angle. It appears that my dog is going crazy in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but in any case,
Dogs
the-
do in fact like going crazy in the background, but no, we can't hear that.
he's found a bottle. But in any case, yeah, Zac will be able to just basically jump wherever the dang heck he wants, and Xin Zhao as well will want to be ganking somewhat regularly. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello! The Zac able to get the pull in onto the Oswo. Not going to be able to get much. Q comes out, slows him down. A little bit of a kerfuffle mid lane with the elastic slingshot. But back into this jungle matchup. You
Yeah,
were talking
it's-
about gank heavy, and there was a gank.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that Dr. 8-Key has not ganked yet, because ooh, that was a nice wind wall, by the way. But no, I'm surprised that he hasn't, because Xin Zhao needs to apply pressure in his lanes in order to exert any sort of presence as the game progresses. He needs to do it early and often to sort of cement himself in the game. But there is a downside to that as well, because the more he ganks, the more he tries to put his lanes ahead as far as terms of pressure, because he won't have a lot of kill pressure really early on, but he will have a lot of lane pressure just because of how he ganks. But the more he does that, the more he opens up his jungle to be invaded. However, Sufi is playing a rather slow clear jungler. Zach has some significant clears on AoE camps like the chickens, like the wolves, but even with those, it's a bit of a stretch to assume that he would be able to invade too hard if Dr. AT is going in and doing the things that he wants to be doing, which is ganking. So
I 100% am sure that his name is pronounced Drake. I say
know.
this having been on a team with this person. Does that make me a biased caster? Probably. I was on his team last session, but that is neither here nor there. Zinzao does get spotted out there. They're following him. They're pinging him out. That is a very nice ward out here. Meanwhile, topside, knockup happening on to Dicus. But it's kind of a bit of a wet noodle fight, because you got Scion and you've got Mord. Neither really know what damage is at this point.
Now, Big Dad Lover on this Scion is going to do a significant amount of damage in about a level. He's hit level 6 here. He usually wants to go to level 7 before he tries to do an all-in. But you can already see that he's doing a significant amount of damage just with that Bomby Cinder plus his Q. And that's something that has made Scion a significant danger in pro games, in high elo, and in low elo, just because he can do that sort of damage while still building straight tank. It's actually the reason that Aatrox was originally Olaf. It's the reason that a lot of champions have been changed in League of Legends past, because they do exactly what Scion does in the meta right now, which is build strength, tank, still do a lot of damage, and just completely take over a game. So I'm not going to question whether the wisdom of the decision to allow Scion to do this, but that is something that we do need to watch here, is that this Scion is going to be able to do that.
Onto Dicus. Dicus has to flash out. 300 health remaining, but Flash Forced for the ultimate. Similar cooldowns there. But that does mean that Zach's going to be able to come up here with the Elastic Slingshot, and it looks like he's heading up to try to do that soon.
Yep, it's going to be 134 seconds on that ultimate versus 300 on the flash. So a very, very good trade for Scion there. He will take that trade the whole way to the bank. Now, Dicus has to go back. Big Dad Lover is probably going to go back as well, after getting probably a turret plate or two. Ooh, that was close.
That was a fairly close hook there.
Now, one thing to bear in mind here is that Thresh's hook's hitbox is actually incredibly wonky. It's actually wider at the extreme end of it than it is as it's flying out, so you can curve it around minions in a way, but also...
Oh, wait. Flay coming in on the Gertie Boy. Gets pulverized. So Ezreal come flash forward. There comes the hook. Coming through. Heals have been expended. Thresh ultimate. Is this going to be the first blood? Not quite yet, but the Ignite's ticking down. First blight over to the Thresh as the Ezreal ultimate goes through. Not able to get anything on Owl Whisperer just yet. But that is first blood over to the side of this Ezreal Thresh. And as you were saying, you know, they're just kind of stomping over this bot lane here. Oh, that was a close hook.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's less wide, it's skinnier as it's flying out than when it hits the very end of it. They should be able to get at least one more turret plating here before the minions go. Actually,
here comes the Echo. Knock back into the turret. Flash forward from the Lucian, trying to get the ultimate out. Lucian gets taken down by the Ezreal Q. Meanwhile, topside, Dicus getting knocked up by Big Dad Lover, trying to get damage out. Not quite. Dicus having some trouble in that lane.
Yeah, like I said, Dicus just wants to play Solitaire, but Sion's in a place right now where it's going to make that very, very difficult. I wasn't sure exactly how much damage he was going to be doing. I know that they have changed him a bit in the most recent patch, if memory serves.
Oh, knockout, Windwall, last breath comes through. 300 health on the Echo. And that's a Mountain Drake over to the side of Team Shaggy OP. Okay, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, but they did change him a little bit, so I wasn't sure exactly how difficult this lane was going to be for Dicus, but it's going to be very difficult is the answer to that. Dicus is not going to be able to play his game here. He is no longer the ace of spades, he's more like an 8 of spades.
Hey. Meanwhile, mid lane, Yasuo is actually doing very well into this. Ezreal, about 20 CS up. The only reason that you could even call this game close to close. Zach going for it. Gonna get the smite onto him. The ultimate! Swing and a miss. Oh, there's the tornado. No follow-up from the last breath. Still got a few seconds cooldown left on that. But yeah, this is a 2,000 gold lead at 10 minutes, which isn't very good. But on the plus side, the Yasuo was ahead of the Ezreal. Or, not the Ezreal, of the Echo. So, that's good for Team Cheezy.
Well, yes, it's very good. He's about 500 gold up at this point. But the problem here with that is that Echo hasn't died. So Starleap hasn't particularly... He's certainly been farming more efficiently, but he hasn't denied pressure and momentum to the opposing team.
Oh, Thresh Hook onto the Lucian, deleted. Not quite, actually, Ezreal ult comes through. Q's gonna be able to secure the kill. Pulverize not able to save him just yet. Gert's trying to get out, not quite. There's the hook, there's the flay, there's the ignite. Night-Tit's gonna take it. Actually, Ezreal's just gonna go. Meanwhile, Drake coming through, gonna ult to try to save himself. Flash forward after the hook hits him, but yeah. More kills on the side of Team Shaggy OP. More kills onto the Ezreal. That is gonna be a huge problem for Team Cheezy.
Yeah, I was actually playing against an Ezreal in Earth earlier today because...
Oh, unstoppable! Here comes the follow-up knock-up. No flash available for the Mordekaiser. There's a swing. There's a hit.
No assist for the rest of his team.
Yeah, Dirtbag Scion not letting his jungler get in on the assist there. Meanwhile, Pulverize comes forth. Flash, Hook and for memes take him down very low. Ezreal is forced to Arcane Shift away after he heals. But there's the Ezreal ultimate after the hook. Chaining it over. Creatine Cave is on a rampage. That's 4-0-1. Worth 750 gold. And a 4k gold lead. 12 minutes and 41 seconds into this game.
Yeah, Ezreal can get absolutely monstrous on this patch. He is so incredibly good right now. They did so much to buff crit ADCs, but the other ADCs, the non-crit reliance, the ability slinging ADCs like Ezreal, of which he is the most exemplary member, have remained incredibly powerful, and he can just be absolutely monstrous on this patch if he gets ahead. And well, Creatine Cave certainly has. So I imagine that this bot lane is going to be very, very one-sided at this point, as if it was not already obvious. Because out of the 6 kills that are on the side of Shaggy OP, 5 of them belong to the bot lane.
And we were talking about this earlier as the Alistar really being the only form of engage on the side of Team Cheezy, but that also, while they're able to get the engage on there, you saw that the counter engage was way stronger from the Thresh than the initial engage was from Gert. Oh, here comes the Elastic Slingshot over the wall. Dicus being taken a little bit low. The ultimate comes through. There's a Scion. You don't have flash. You can't get out of here, but he's trying to get maybe something onto Sufi. Sufi being taken very low, but Dicus able to get the death secured. Sufi gonna heal up a little bit after that, but yeah, just steamrolling from the side of Shaggy OP.
I do like the purchase of the adaptive helm here, because this pretty much counters all of Mordekaiser's kit, because his E is low cooldown, so you're going to be hit with continuous pings of that. His ultimate, obviously, continuous DOT pings. His Q, because it's 1, 2, 3 auto attacks that does the damage, that does proc the increased protection from adaptive helm as well.
Oh wait, there's the hook on to the Lucian. Lucian's gonna have to get out. Flash back from the Thresh. That was a bit weird. Lantern not gonna be taken. Here comes the Yasuo. Maybe gonna try to look for something. TP coming through from the Scion. Scion gonna get the knock up onto Drake. Ultimate does miss. trying to get a knock-up. Drake with the ultimate, trying to mitigate some of that damage. He's going to be taken super low. Starleaf trying to get something. Windwall comes through, not going to be able to stop the damage. Big Dad Lover is on a killing spree, and Do Try gets his first kill of the game on Starleaf. And that's going to be a dragon over to the side of Shaggy OP.
And it is now 8,000 gold in favor of Team Shaggy OP at 15.5 minutes. Rift Herald has been summoned to bot lane. Very, very good choice here. Get that outer tower down in the bot side here. Free up the map completely with all the outer towers down. Keep everyone pushing and forward. This is exactly what you want to do. You want to keep up the momentum when you're on a team like this. Because we talked a lot about how, individually speaking, there's a much higher damage cap on each of the champions that have been drafted by Team Cheezy. So they do not want to give Team Cheezy the ability to take even a slight breath.
Pulverize going to be able to disengage, but the Unstoppable comes forth. Yurt is going to get destroyed here. Hook Flay, Ezreal gets a Q. That's 10-0. They're on track for a perfect game here, actually.
Yeah, this is
the
looking...
hook onto the Yasuo. Oh, you are dead, my friend. And there's the Ezreal ult, gets the kill on the Drake. Now it's just the Lucian and the Mordekaiser versus the world. They don't even have a dragon to help them with this.
And the opposing team has 2 Mountain Drakes, Shaggy's team does. They may end up backing off after this inhibitor. That would be the smart thing to do here. They do want to reset. They, obviously, like I said, they want to keep up the pressure, but they do not want to overcommit. Any sort of advantage given over to Team Cheezy here is a major step backwards for Team Shaggy OP. I really hope that I'm not mixing up the team names, but no, they.
You're fine there. What I will say, kind of to elaborate on that, is as we were talking about it earlier, like the Yasuo is 0-2, but he still once he gets that second item, you know, he has a shot of being able to get a kill onto this Ezreal. Ezreal does have the QSS, but like the Yasuo still has a potential for the threat, and if he's able to maybe win a fight or two or get a couple picks, that buys a lot of time for Team Cheezy to go ahead and scale up, and they outscale. Their late game is much better with the Scion, the Yasuo, and the Lucian over the late game scaling of the Ezreal, right? So you've got 3 late game scalers versus 1 and a hyper tank. So it's possible, they just have to stall it out really long.
That's the thing though, is that they don't have any real method to stall it out, because with the hyper tank, he's going to continue to push. They have an amazing Siege 3 in Echo, in Thresh, and in
Gert gonna be forced to flash through the fillet. Do try, maybe trying to get a little bit of something onto the Yasuo. Not quite able to get him just yet. Tornado misses, and the mid tower goes down.
But yeah, the 1-3-1 from this team is phenomenal. Sufi obviously not going to be the best one part of that 1-3-1, so he's probably just going to walk back and forth and try and go from there.
Hook.
Nice hook, but not going to follow that, of course. Little too deep and not much follow-up there. Hooking for Memes knows that he does not want to throw away this perfect game if he can avoid it.
Sieging up on this top tower, trying to get some sort of engage out, but Sufi gonna be taking everyone down. Starleap gonna get out there, gonna die. Dicus gonna be taken down after the engage. Double kill for the Echo. Drake coming in, ultimate, maybe trying to pick up something for the Lucian. I'm not sure what you're trying to do there. They're just gonna rampage into this base. I'm sorry, I'm not quite bringing the hype here, but honestly, this kind of saddens me a little. This is perfect games are exciting, kind of, but this is quite the stomp. And there's the surrender.
Yeah, it was. That's what it really comes down to. I mean, obviously it was a stop. It was 13,500 gold at 20 minutes. So yeah, it was a stop. It was a big stop. It was a boot-sized smashy stomp. But what it really comes down to is that team
Shaggy OP.
Shaggy OP, who won the game, they played to their win condition. They played aggressive, careful, calculated aggression. They didn't fiesta it. This wasn't renegades. This was careful, calculated aggression. The way that you'll see when a 5-man unit works together. And they executed upon that strategy to push forward and continue to float that lead so that it did not have to go into a late game where they'd have to worry about that scaling that we were talking about. So well played to them for being able to play to their win condition, and yeah, that was a game.
That was definitely a game. Perfect games are super impressive here. So, you know, you got your perfect game going, but after a certain point, it's like the fights are almost automatic for them, and it's a bit difficult to get excited when there's several of them that's gonna die. That said, overall exciting first show match. This is actually a best of one, and we've only got the one match on the schedule today. So, with all that said, we are going to have to say goodnight. Tune in next week for more of these student show matches. Once again, my name is Finnick.
I'm Can Opener Dude.
Good night, everybody.